doing push-ups. I've been doing sit-ups. I've been doing chin-ups. I've been doing pull-ups. I threw up once, but I'm okay now.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a Friday TGIF version of the Ysn Power Hour. DJ Oakley on this side of the table. On the other side, we got the boy in blue. My guy, Quinn Pushkar, makes his triumphant return back to the Power Hour. Talk some hoops. Before we get started on that and all the great things happening tonight on the network and around the area, we get to Today in Sports History. And ladies and gentlemen, Quinn, you're going to like this one. In 1977, today, February 25th, 1977, New Orleans' very own Pistol Pete Maravich sets the NBA record for a guard with 68 points.
Jeez.
68.
At that time, that's a ton of points. No three-point line.
That's a good call. I didn't
That's
even think about
a
that.
ton of points.
34 deuces.
Yeah.
They still had fouls. Do you think he had foul shots?
Oh, had to, yeah.
I had that.
Had to.
But you look at that and you go, 68 points in 77. Like, you were far from born.
Oh, yeah.
I
wasn't even a thought.
I wasn't either. I was still about 8 years away. But, I mean, this cat's scoring 68. Compared to now, like, if you had Pistol Pete nowadays, would he be a player? Or would would you think he could still put up 68?
Oh, yeah. Just the way he played. Like, he was able to get to the rim. He was able to do things that nobody else could do.
So you know this better than most, especially better than me. Who is he most comparable to in today's NBA?
I mean, I've heard that he could shoot it kind of similar to like Ray Allen sort of thing.
Jesus Shuttles.
But he was able to get to the rim almost at will. And
Was he tall?
He was typical guard, probably 6'3", somewhere in that range, I would say. But he was able to get to the rim. He had handles like Jason Williams did.
So where did he make his money? Where did he make his hay? Was it on the mid-range jumpers?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He was able to shoot the ball. I mean,
but he could still get to the rack.
He could get to the rack, and by doing that, he was able to get a lot of those mid-rangers because you had to play the drive at that time.
You had to be prepped.
But he was able to get to he was able to get to the rim, so he was able to do that stuff if you played him too tight, and he was able to pull it from almost anywhere. And he had three-point range. They just didn't have a three-point line.
So why shoot it from that far away?
Yeah.
This is a risk.
Exactly.
Risk,
no reason
no reward. Do you like the three-point line?
Absolutely.
I love it.
Helps us old people
Helps
hang
us
up
short
with
people.
him still.
Like I'm telling you, I ain't getting in the rack, Quinn. There's no way. That's a danger zone.
I
for
quit
me.
trying. I just shoot it now.
Well, that's true.
3 points for 2 points.
Do you just run from 3-point to 3-point?
Jog. Shuffle.
You don't even consider it a run anymore.
Shuffle
Shuffle from 3-point to 3-point. You set up a tent.
Oh yeah.
You don't even don't even go to the other side.
No.
Run the perimeter.
Right on the left wing. That's all I need.
That's where I live.
That's if I try to get on. I don't even go play defense.
Everybody likes the top. I don't like the top. I like the corners.
I like the top because it's almost a free throw. It's the same concept to me. But left wing. That's all I need.
Left wing, Quinn Pushkar. Quinn joins us. We're going to talk about the games at a glance here tonight. A lot of them on the network. How many? Did I count 17 tonight?
We have.
Pretty sure 17, at least. That's getting your
18.
18. So
18.
you're getting your 999s worth tonight, buddy.
Oh yeah.
So you got 17 boys and one girls game. That game. Let's start with that game. Salem and West Geauga. I will be on the call for that one. It was either we were going to do the live broadcast, which we weren't able to do the first time around, or we were going to do the behind the scenes, which it's that one from the district semis. You're not going to want to miss because that was very cool. Seeing Sarah Hamilton in action, as a coach is so cool. The way that she can relate to each and every one of those girls on the team, I can't wait for everybody to be exposed to that. So that is that it's coming. But tonight they got their hands full and looking to cut down some nets against a West Geauga team that is very good, very, very good. Game at 7:00.
Yep.
At Lakeside. We will be there. All right. You know girls basketball better than I. Like, hands down, not even close. How much does this mean to the Salem team to be going through this? District champion. They were, 4.4 seconds away from it last year. What does that mean to them this year?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. And, I got to talk with Eric a little bit. He's the assistant coach there. He was just saying, Perry's not there. And that's who they've been used to playing. I think Perry won the last 3 or 4 district titles for that region. And they ended up losing. And, he's excited. Different opportunity, different chance of doing some stuff that they do. And I think they have a good shot at it. I mean, I'm going to say Salem's going to win just because the way they play and stuff like that. I really like what they do. But I mean, West Geauga is no slouch. They're a good team. And like you said, they have a couple big girls that have some good size to them that are, that's going to cause problems for Salem, who's pretty guard loaded.
So you as a coach, you see that they have size advantage. Do you just run them?
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely
priority number one.
But with the way Salem's played, they've done it all year. That's just what they are. They're oppressing, use their speed, get to the rim, do what they got to do, and cause turnovers. And they will cause turnovers.
Now, the coaching staff will tell you that the Salem team that showed up on Wednesday was asleep at the wheel. Literally, as a person on the bus, they woke up 10 minutes prior to getting to Lakeside. Hopefully that's not the case tonight. I think there's a little bit more excitement in the air in a championship setting as opposed, and especially it's a Friday night. They're going to get, especially on the network. I mean, you got 17 boys games and a girls game. That girls game is going to get a lot of hits. I just got this crazy feeling from around the area. And you too can watch tonight's game without even leaving the comfort of your own couch. It's cold out there, folks. We got you covered. $9.99, the YSN Power Play, Power Pass. You pay for 1 ticket and you get all the games. 18 games tonight. All right, what do we got next?
Going to boys, got just going up the list. It'll be easier that way on us.
Sure.
7:00. All these 7:00 starts. Streetsboro at Poland.
Okay, so the Poland boys, we talked to Christian Colosimo last week. You got Ross Dito. You got a slew of athletes on that team. And, people have said, and I disagree that it's just a bunch of athletes on the floor, a bunch of football players playing basketball is what we always hear. I disagree. I mean, they're just very unique in their structure. I mean, you've got a linebacker running point for you in Colosimo, which is, to me, the most unique thing I've ever seen. You don't see a guy that can bench press a dump truck, usually dishing out passes to guys, that look like basketball players. Usually the basketball player is the one doing that, and guys like Colosimo are down low. But I digress, because Poland always has a secret weapon, and their secret weapon is those kids, they play to win. They play to win, and I think they're going to play to win tonight. I think the Poland boys advance yet again with the great tutelage of Eric Fender. I think he's done a great job this year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, wherever Coach Fender goes, you're getting a long history of Fender basketball, which there's nothing better in my mind. But yeah, like you said, I mean, Dito, Colosimo, those two light it up almost every night, it seems like. And Streetsboro's tough. They're a tough team. I'll give them credit. But as much as being a Campbell kid, it pains me to say it, I got to say Poland.
Well, I know you're wearing Lisbon, but it is blue, so
yeah, I know.
You're repping it. All right, what do we got next? Go
next
Bulldogs,
game,
by the way.
Howland at Struthers.
At the Fieldhouse.
At the Fieldhouse.
This one is going to be nasty, especially you see the tweets all the time from Howland Barstool.
Oh, yeah.
The Den is coming. And I'll be interested because that's one of my favorite places to watch a basketball game is in that Fieldhouse. I'll be interested to see how it goes from the standpoint of Struthers has been up to the task all year. When big games are there, Struthers always steps up. This is the biggest of the year for them, and it's only going to get bigger after this. But I think Howland, they've been so well put together. You got Masucci, you got shooters seemingly everywhere, and it's always somebody else that steps up on any given night. And on a Friday night, they're accustomed to this. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a great game. Can't wait to watch it. What are your thoughts on this one?
I got to go with Coach Wernicke and Struthers.
Sure.
I think they've got too much size. I think Sal Schaefer is a definite load to handle.
Monster.
That I don't know if Howland can really guard. I could be wrong. Like you said, they got the shooters and stuff out there that will definitely light it up. But Struthers is different. Playing at Struthers is a different mentality. Playing in a historical venue like that, and it's tougher to shoot there.
Are you worried about the pace at all? Because listen, Howland plays at pace.
No, I'm not. I think Struthers can play that pace as well.
Okay.
I think, but at the same point, they have a post. They will pound it inside if they can. That's something that Howland, I don't know the last time they've played a post like that, I guess I should say. But it's tough to shoot in Struthers. I will say that.
But you're also not going to run Schaefer off the floor.
No,
like that's the
not.
idea. We just talked about it, about the Salem girls. Their whole thing is gas them. You know, make it so they can't shoot it, or it's a challenge. That's not going to happen with Sal. Sal.
No,
he's conditioned.
He runs with you.
Yeah,
he'll definitely run with you.
All right, so it's going to be an interesting game. You think Struthers is going to take it? Okay, we'll split on that. Not necessarily. I just want to make sure that every team gets love. Where are we going from here?
Going to West Branch. Canton South is going to West Branch tonight.
Does West Branch have Jackson Hendershot?
Yes.
Does West Branch have Drew DeShields?
Yes.
Does West Branch have some of the best athletes in the area overall?
Yes.
I'm going to take West Branch, and that's not even a hesitation.
I will agree with you on that.
Although Carrollton –
Canton South.
Oh, I'm sorry, Canton South. Carrollton was a team that lost to Liverpool,
Carrollton
right?
lost to East Liverpool by 1 on a floater.
These EBC teams, man, you just never know. And Canton South is on its way out, so they could be on the farewell tour for the EBC style. So I'm still taking West Branch, but I don't think it's going to be easy. I think they're going to have to battle some adversity on probably one of the later quarters, either the third or the fourth.
I agree with you on that. I think West Branch will win. It's tough to beat a team 3 times in a year. Canton South has lost both games. Looks like by 9 both times. So
I'll take West Branch by 9.
I will say that as well. I think West Branch will win. Canton South though they're 14-9. They have some tough teams that they've played that they have beaten, but I think West Branch is just too good.
In the what do they call it? It's not the Wigwam. What do they call that? West Branch. We'll call it the Wigwam.
I don't go out that way. I stay to my EOAC teams.
All right, where are we headed now?
Garfield at Newton Falls.
I got to be honest. I don't know a whole lot about either of these teams. I know that they're both scrappy. I've heard.
I know a little bit, but not a whole lot. That's way north for what I'm used to.
I'm taking the field though.
I'm going to go Garfield as well. Newton Falls, for as long as I can remember, runs a very patient offense. Coach Sembeck does a good job of spacing out, running an offense, killing time. 30, 40 seconds of possession basically is what he wants to do, at least from what I can remember. I could be way off. He could just completely change it up on me, and I have no clue. But usually that's kind of how Coach Sembeck's been, but I think Garfield's just too good.
Garfield beats Nermal. That's an old school joke. Do you watch Garfield, the cartoon?
Negative.
See?
I'm not old enough.
You don't even get that. Oh, that's cold. That's ice.
That is.
Somebody out there got it. Let us know if you got that joke.
Maybe.
Garfield versus Nermal. They're going to Abu Dhabi. Next.
Western Reserve at Wellsville.
Wellsville's good.
I'm pretty familiar with these ones.
Yeah,
I got these ones.
Tell me about this one.
So I'll start with Western Reserve because I think Wellsville's going to win. Western Reserve, they're physical. New head coach, Coach Sorensky. It's his first year. You know, he's done a great job there. He's done incredible things, getting them to buy into a mentality, and they're physical. They're going to hit you. That's basically how it is.
And we know Altair's there.
Mm-hmm.
If you take Altair or any one player out of the game, does it slow them down? Because that's what Wellsville does.
It doesn't slow you down, but you have to account for it. Because like if you take out Altair, I think they have the shooters that can kind of play.
So they got 4 that can
and
step
hang
up.
in there. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. They've embodied that whole next man up mentality this year.
Because you've seen, you more than most have seen Wellsville take one guy out of the game and force the other 4 to score.
Definitely.
Do you think that works for Wellsville tonight? And Pug's got 300 wins, something like that. So
302 or something like that. I think right now. Yeah. I think it can. I think Wellsville definitely has the ability to do that. They have Isaiah Greathouse who can kind of cause some problems for the guards that Western Reserve has, but they have Jackson Brewer too, who can definitely take out some of your post play, just cause problems in there. And, going into that, I think Wellsville will win. It's at home. That's a long trip down, and Wellsville plays better at home every time.
They do.
It's just something down there it's it's a different kind of mentality. It's a different atmosphere that you play in.
You got
It's
bricks coming out of the wall, like
Oh,
literally, like that's how it's not like a problem. Like they made it so you got the tiger and there's bricks coming out of the wall, like 3D images.
Mhm.
It's a nasty place. The Tigers stand down.
Oh,
in Wellsville.
definitely. And everybody will come out. They'll all come watch it. They support their team. Isaiah Greathouse, he's gonna be a good player. I mean, he can run the floor, he can score, he can shoot. He's the guard that you want as a coach.
And that's why he's Greathouse.
If you don't find Brewer on rebounding, like if you don't box him out or find him, he's gonna get offensive rebounds. He has lit it up for 30 before this season. Greathouse has done the same. Like they're a very good team and they're well coached.
Scouting report for Greathouse and who's the other one?
Jackson Brewer.
All right, Jackson Brewer. How do you slow him down?
Isaiah, you want to basically sit in the gaps, limit penetration, kind of force him more to shoot the ball because he will get to the rim.
Yeah,
he's like Pete Maravich. He will get to the rim.
Pete.
But if you can limit that and kind of make him shoot a little bit more, you're going to be in a better spot. He can knock him down though. If he's open, he's going to make them. So be within reason, kind of be there as well. He's tough to guard. I will say that.
If Greathouse scores 68, I think Western Reserve is in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, a little bit. And then Brewer, you want to box him out. He's a good player. The way they play and stuff like that. Anybody can do anything they want basically with the way Coach Thompson does it. So
you like Wellsville in this one?
I do.
All right, what are we headed to?
Heartland. Brookfield at Heartland.
After the first win in the history of the Heartland program in the OHSA tournament just earlier this week, Josh Scott has been invisible. He has completely gone incognito. And Josh is a guy that answers texts 24/7 with us. He's focused. He's got his team focused. And I'll tell you one thing. The last time these two teams met, there was no Jonathan Berdovich. I don't know the status of JB tonight. I hope he plays. I know he's going through a knee injury. I think it was a single-digit game without JB, and it was very, very close. The scoreboard doesn't even indicate how close it was. No matter if it was more than 2, it was a 2-point game the entire way. I'm taking Heartland. I'm taking Heartland because they felt disrespected leaving that building, and there is no team like a scoring team. And now they get their chance to play Brookfield at home. So nothing against Brookfield. I think they're a high-flying, very fun team to watch. But I think that there was some things said during that game that Heartland used as bulletin board material, and I'm going to take the Purple People Eaters tonight.
That's a good pick. I mean, I am good friends with Coach Scott.
Sure.
I played for Coach Scott. I like Coach Scott. I like what he does. And they got Berdovich. I like that, And you give me Berdovich, that I'm going to say you're going to be in any game. I don't know anything about Brookfield. I have to do some scouting on them and stuff like that. I don't know anything about them.
Tall. They have one young man who is a beast down low, and I want to say he's number 1, and his name escapes me right now, so I do apologize for that. But he is a stud, and you've got the Pulowski bros who can shoot outside. They can get inside, but the problem for Brookfield, I think, is going to be that gym. Yeah, it's going to pose problems.
Heartland's a tough place to play.
It is really because
you're right on it.
They're on you. They're on you. So if Brookfield doesn't bring, 100 people, Heartland will. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? So it's going to be interesting. I'm going to take the Lions. Your Lions? Tough for you to say.
Yeah, I don't know. 50-50. I don't know. I'm going to sit on the fence on this one. I don't know.
Fence sitter. Where are we headed to next?
Badger Lisbon.
Well, you can't.
I'm just going to Lisbon.
You're going to pick Lisbon?
Yeah.
I'm not picking against Lisbon, but I'm not picking for them. I'll sit on the fence on this one, but I got to tell you, if I was that guy, Badger scares me.
Absolutely.
Their size is ridiculous. And and I'm not going to say that I'm not going to put you down, but size has been a problem for Lisbon for a long time. And you look at that, the matchups are tough. And I don't got to tell you, you've told me the matchups are going to be tough. How do you can take away a 6'5" guy, but you got 4 of them right behind. Yeah. Well, 3. And then you got Jack Lendak, who is their leader. So I mean, I don't want you to give away the blueprint, but
Well, that's good because I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's your thoughts on this? You talk about Badger.
I'm excited. I'm excited to get in the gym. I really am. It's playoff basketball. I'm excited for it. Seeing Lendek play, like I got to see him live their last game against Jackson Milton, and he can play. He's a good player.
He's a 1,000 point scorer.
I'm excited to see what we can do against him and see what he does against what we throw at him. So I'm excited.
What kind of game do you expect there to be tonight?
It'll be close.
I'm like a physical game.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Both teams are physical teams. That's just how we play basketball. Coach Upshire does a great job with those guys, getting them to play physical, and they got the size. That's another thing. They have some athletes, and their post player can jump out of the gym, which I'm just excited to see.
Some of the best dunks I've seen in high school.
Yeah.
He did a wraparound dunk the other night, and our boy Matt Morrison said he almost fell out of his chair on the air. He said, but like that's real. I mean, we're not used to that size around here, especially at YSN Studios. We're standing. Your
size and athleticism. I mean, we don't have that often. That's something that you just can't replicate either.
Who would you compare this Badger team to? Anybody you played this year?
Anybody we've played? I don't know, because they have so many different things that you got to account for. Usually going into a game, you can kind of see where a team's going to kind of head, and this team can do it all. They really can.
Coach Upshire's got to be sitting there like a kid in a candy store with all the toys in front of him. And he's, look here. Look. I mean, that's got to be fun at some point, right? We get one 6'4", 6'5" kid, and we're excited. We're blessed for the next decade. But he's got 4 of them at the same time. Matt Morrison said, "Hey, they cut me. I was 6'5". That would never happen down here.
Yeah,
never happened. So it's a blessing of riches over in Badger. It's going to be a good game. I'm looking forward to that one. Where are we headed to next?
Valley Christian at Louisville.
All right. So Valley Christian, we know what they bring. We know what Louisville brings. This is going to be one of the highest paced games. This is going to be like watching a college game. It really is. What do you like about Valley Christian? Their
mindset, I would say, because they are a complete team. They play, all 5 of them play the same way. They're physical. They play basketball. They play good basketball. Coach Carroll does an incredible job every year. It seems like he's got those guys playing the exact way that they need to play.
How can you not love Dolph?
Yeah, there's nicest guy on the planet. I love Coach Carroll. But I mean, they're gonna be there, and they're gonna be ready for Louisville. It's that old mindset of we're gonna stand out there and wait for you to come out, and we'll greet you. And they're gonna be there waiting for you.
And we talked about Badger being an embarrassment of riches. Louisville is right there. Oh my gosh, you got Balone, you got Laseni, you've got the wide receiver. I always butcher his name. Bonovsky. I mean, you have so much talent there, and that's scratching the surface. That doesn't even speak to the rest of the bench and the other 2 starters in the game. This game is going to be one that people are going to want to watch, because people are going to take notice who walks away from this game. Yeah. But I also think whoever walks away from this game is going to need the ice bath tomorrow. So it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. Anthony Laseni, one of our big dogs of the Valley, want to tip our cap to him as we go. All right, where are we headed now?
Fairport Harding at Warren JFK.
JFK. They are the sneakiest team always, aren't they? Like, nobody ever gives them a chance, and they always have these long, deep tournament runs in every sport they're in. And I don't know what that is. It's just they always have this common belief in their locker room, in their dugout, in wherever they may be, that they're walking away winners, no matter what. And it doesn't matter how many kids they have. I mean, I'm a firm believer they could probably win some football games 11 on 10. So what do you like about JFK? I love Comlike too, Coach K.
Yeah, Coach Comlike's one of just unbelievable coach. He gets them playing the right way. They play JFK basketball, and it's been that way for as long as I can remember. It's one of those things, like, people love to hate them, it seems like, for our area. And they don't care. They're not bothered by it by any means. And it's all sports: football, basketball, baseball, all of them.
They got Jackie Moon.
It's just the way they are.
Everybody love everybody. That's how they believe. TJ Harden is also in their locker room, and he is really coming out of his shell late in the season. He's found his hops, it looks like, again. that's going to be trouble for anybody involved because that guy starts scoring. It doesn't stop. It's like that when you win at Dave and Buster's and the tickets just keep coming out. That's what happens when TJ Harden gets going. It just keeps rolling and rolling and rolling, and everybody else gets confidence to shoot the ball too. So excited for this game, Fairport and JFK. That'll be on the network. Dom has this?
Yes.
Dom has it. So where do we have to next?
Rootstone at Campbell.
Listen, I saw Rootstown play Columbiana, and Columbiana, they were the higher seed, and Rootstown beat them, but they had confidence walking into that. You could tell that Rootstown had a little something extra walking into that gymnasium, into the hangar. I don't know if they're going to have that same swagger walking into to Campbell. And I got to believe that Campbell, being one of the best teams in our area, Kevin Moore and crew, and Coach Canarito, going to hold it down.
I like that pick. I really do. I agree with you. I think Campbell wins. But I'm going to tell you, I think Rootstown will hang.
So I'm going to say 20 plus. I'm going to say 20 point spread.
I think they hang. They play a tough conference. They play Mogador. They play some of those Canton, Akron schools. Their non-conference is good. They play St. Thomas Aquinas. They play some good teams out there. And, they're one of those schools that have seen the athletes that Campbell has, seen that similar style, I should say, of athlete. But it's like playing at Struthers. Playing at Campbell it's a different place. It's one of those places that is just a historic place.
You got me thinking now because that Rootstown team reminds me a lot of Louisville. And Louisville gave Campbell fits. Did they not? They won, right?
I think that was it was close. I think that might be the only loss that Campbell has. I think.
Yeah, because they Liberty got close, but Campbell pulled it out. So I think you might be right. I'm gonna shave it from 10 down to, or from 20 down to 10. I think it's going to be a 10-point game for Campbell. But who knows, man? They could be one of those teams that waits till tournament and then turns it on.
That is true.
So
that is true.
I keep talking myself in and out of this. All right, I'm going to split the difference. I'm going to go 15. I'm going to go Campbell wins by 15 points. So that's my spread.
I think Campbell wins, but I think Rootstown will hang with
more
them.
than 2?
Yeah, more than 2.
More than 4?
Yeah.
More than 6?
6 to 10. Somewhere in that range.
That's a bad spread.
6, somewhere in that range. If you're
8.
If you're taking 15, I'll go
8.
under.
So you're going to go 8?
Right in there, yeah.
Okay. All right. Campbell by 8. Red Devils.
Next up is Ravenna Southeast at LeBray.
At LeBray?
At LeBray.
I'm taking LeBray.
Yeah.
Aiden Stevens. I'll be honest with you. I had no clue he even played basketball till this year. And he's going to Yale. He's doing all the great things. He's a great young man, and he's leading by example. LeBray seems to be turning it on pretty good too as of late. So we'll see how it goes, but I think LeBray wins this one pretty handily.
Yeah, I agree. I think LeBray is just too powerful. Coach Kaiser does a great job with them. Just it's one of those programs that are they're always right there ready for you.
They could be in for a nice little stretch run.
I could see that. D3 is tough in our area. The district in our area is tough. You got Campbell, Springfield. You got some pretty solid teams out there. LeBray is one of them. Garfield's in that.
D4 is where we think we're going to make hay, right? Is that what we said? Is that what we came up with?
D3 and D4 are our best chances, I would say.
Okay.
Just because of the sheer amount of teams that Ysn covers in those districts, those regions.
We got small teams, small schools.
Yeah.
All right, where are we headed?
Conneaut at Jefferson. Jefferson.
Yeah.
I'll pick for you, Jefferson.
Yeah, Jefferson. I mean,
I don't know anything about Conneaut, but
no,
I know Jefferson.
They always show up.
I'm going to say Jefferson.
Yeah, all right. That was easy enough.
Crestview at Cardinal Mooney.
Oh, this one's tricky.
Very.
Because Crestview had all the potential to be an unbelievable team this year. Ran into some conflicts internally. I'm going to go Mooney, and here's why. Mooney they're such agitators, like on defense, and that's going to disrupt the offense that Rick Gates runs. And because he likes to have that smooth running, like backing people off, half court offense. You're going to be fine. I wouldn't be surprised if Mooney presses the entire game, and
that's what Coach Palermo likes.
He loves it,
pressing.
But it's the way they played Salem, the bigger teams that they've played, and their schedule has prepared them for teams it doesn't matter how good the offense is for Crestview, and it's good.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about Yerke, you talk
It's
about
very
Miller.
good.
It's very good. But I think this defense is perfectly set up with guys like Rocco Turner, Hergenrother. Those guys are going to lead the way offensively and let the defense do the talking. I think this is closer than most. I still think Mooney by 5.
I respect it. I'm going Crestview.
Are you? Okay.
I'm going to go Crestview.
Argue.
I'm going to go Crestview for a couple reasons. I think Crestview has the ability to break their press.
Okay.
I do. I think Coach Gates is ready for that bigger court that Mooney has that gives them more space to space them out. I think Crestview has the ability to not only break their press, but make shots to keep them in that game to win.
Wow. See, and that's what I love, Quinn, because you have all that information. I had no clue that Mooney had a bigger court than most. What other schools have bigger courts?
So off the top of my head, I think it's Mooney, Ursuline. Palestine has a bigger court. I believe Boardman has a bigger court, and maybe Poland. I'm not 100% sure on the Poland one, and I believe Columbiana does as well.
Not a Canfield.
No.
Okay.
No.
Columbiana's a big court too.
I believe so. I believe Columbiana's longer.
I mean,
I believe.
To your knowledge, is there reasons that some places got bigger courts?
High school just has a bare minimum size for courts that it could be.
No maximum?
No.
Man.
Most
stretch it 100
are in
yards.
high school to college rating, level. And some of them, I think Mooney's might be NBA length.
Really?
I believe.
Wow.
I could be way off on that, but I know it's bigger.
From our standpoint, like when we're up there, like we don't notice typically. So
the way you can tell is the volleyball, where the volleyball court lines up on the court.
What it's going to be
like, depending on where it's at, like some gyms, the volleyball line, like the spiking line is usually closer to half court. At some, it's closer to the 3-point line.
Okay. Gotcha.
That kind of setup.
Okay. So you think the Rebels are going to break the press?
I do. I think Crestview has a good shot at winning it, and I'm going to go Crestview.
All right. So we're split on that one. Where are we headed to now?
South Range at Liberty.
Oh, baby. I love my Raiders. You know I do.
Mm-hmm.
But Liberty is on a tear right now. They are playing good basketball, and they're playing fast basketball. It depends. To me, you got some streaky shooters over in South Range.
Mm-hmm.
Turvey, if they're able to shut down Turvey, I think that's where it begins and ends with South Range. And I think Turvey's going to get his, but I think that's all they're going to let him have. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be Turvey getting 15, but they're going to shut down everybody else.
That's interesting.
I really do. Because Liberty's done look what they did to Campbell.
Yeah.
Remember, Campbell's the top team in the Ysn Power Rankings.
That's so tough for me.
I know it is.
That's really tough.
Because listen, there's nobody who wants to take South Range more than I do, and it's well documented, and everybody will tell you. But I'm taking Liberty. I think Liberty they've got the horses, or the leopards in this case, to get where they want to go.
That's tough.
I know what you want to take.
I'm going to go South Range.
I know you are.
I'm going to go South Range. Not only do I think Turvey's going to have a good game, I think the mixture of all the others will be able to handle that pressure that Liberty can cause.
The trouble is going to be if they lock down Naples.
Yes, that's where I was going with it. If Naples can control the tempo with everything, kind of get them going in the right way, get them moving offensively, spacing it out, kind of attacking and doing what they have to do, I think there's a good chance that South Range wins. And I think the effect that Turvey's going to have is not on the offensive end. So, I think defensively, he's going to have a bigger presence. And I think that's why they're going to win.
Interesting. I think Naples is the key to victory for South Range.
Oh, absolutely.
But I also think it's the key to victory for Liberty. So if they can, because Naples, he's the guy bringing the ball up the floor. He's running point, and he runs it very, very well. But we've seen Poland shut him down, and they realize that, listen, if you can't turn the key over in the car doesn't go.
That is true.
So Naples,
I saw him play Springfield, where it went to 3-4, overtimes it was. Felt like I was there for hours. Great basketball game. He controlled the entire time. He controlled what South Range did. He controlled what Springfield did. And I think he can do that against Liberty. And I think that's why they'll win.
Athleticism Springfield versus Liberty. Comparable?
Liberty. I would say I would give Liberty the upper hand in that. Just they play quicker.
And I think
it's a quicker way. Like Liberty's quicker athletically, but Springfield's more physically
aggressive,
athletic.
That's why I like Liberty in this one, because I think that athleticism is going to do damage. Mark has to have a big game. He's got to sit and just have an unbelievable. No, I don't want to say unbelievable game. He's got to have an above average game to what he's had this year. But he's like, again, if Liberty realizes that he's the juice, it could be a long night for South Range, because they need him to be able to distribute to open shooters. And Turvey has done a great job this year of being that right-hand man for Naples and knowing where to be when Naples has the basketball to score. So good luck to both teams.
See, I still think defensively, that's where Turvey's going to be at. I think if Turvey can do a good job defensively, I would think that they would match him up with James Davis from Liberty, in all honesty. And I think he can do a good job of causing James some fits. That's why I'm picking South Range.
So you're basically one-on-one.
Yeah.
And you're taking Turv over Davis.
I am.
I like it. I still think Davis does damage.
Oh, absolutely.
He's another guy you got to limit his damage on the other side.
Absolutely.
So we'll see how that goes. Where are we off to now? Jumping on the bus.
Campfield at Louisville.
Oh, baby. Why do these two teams always play each other in the playoffs? I feel like it's always Campfield, Lewis. It's unbelievable. Aljancic has been very good this year for Louisville. Like, ridiculously good. Kid could probably go D1 in basketball. Canfield has just been team-driven. Jake Gerdick has been a force everywhere on the floor, down low especially. I don't know, but Louisville plays these teams that are ridiculous. I mean, they play what? Maslin, Washington, Maslin, Jackson. They play everybody. Did these two teams meet this year? I want to say they did.
I don't know if they did or the girls played each other. I'm not sure which one it was, but I know they played. I think they played Canfield. They did. Boys did. And Louisville won 63-59 on a neutral court. So I'm not sure what event that was in. That might have been that United Way Classic, maybe.
Or did they play in Cleveland?
Maybe. Yeah, that might have been where it was. It was in Cleveland. You're
okay.
Right.
I'm gonna take Louisville. Not by much.
It was a 4-point game last time.
And this is in Louisville, right?
Yes.
I'm taking Louisville. You ever been there?
I have been there for like AAU stuff and all that. I've never been there as a player or a coach.
The Lepler is legit. Like, you are on the floor. It's a beautiful, beautiful facility.
I know their outdoor facilities are incredible.
Oh,
so I could only imagine indoors.
It's gorgeous. And playing at home, the lights go out. I don't know if they're allowed to do that in the OHSA tournament, that kind of stuff.
I don't think so.
But just that atmosphere. Canfield travels well, don't get me wrong, but Louisville people bleed blue all year long, and especially when it comes to the tournament time. They're a little zany, as they say, a little Lulu.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go Louisville by 4.
By 4. I'm going to go Canfield.
Okay.
And I'm going to go Canfield because I think that Coach McElroy defensively will have a game plan for the others. I think that he will do a good job of limiting the 2, 3, 4, 5 guys than he will worried about Aljancic getting his. I think he'll get his. He's done it all year long. So I think Coach McElroy is going to do a good job of just saying, hey, he'll go get his 20 or whatever he's going to get. We'll limit the others and we'll get through. And I think he'll do a good job of stopping their next couple guys because if I'm not mistaken, Louisville has their second guy is averaging almost 18 a game, I think.
Yeah, he's a stud. He's a sophomore.
Yeah, sophomore. I think he's averaging, I think it's number 24 or something like that. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I remember seeing pictures and all that stuff. So, graphics and all that. But a little plug. Plug right there.
You don't know anything about graphics.
But I think Coach McElroy will do a good job limiting them because Canfield's got the depth that they can kind of rotate guys in and out defensively to limit those guys. I like Canfield in this.
All right. Split again, baby.
East at Cheney.
Cheney.
Okay. Moving on. Last game, a little close to home for you. East Palestine taking on Springfield.
Springfield.
I'm going Springfield too.
And it's Springfield, I think, is in for a long tourney. I really do. Because I think as much as we love Bo around here and we love Springfield, and obviously being an East Palestine alum, they're going through a stretch. I have to admit, like, I don't like when you take a bye in that situation. And I know I don't know the situation that Coach Ray put that team, his team in that I know he wanted them to be in a sectional championship. But I think there's dangers to that because you lose a little bit of momentum when you don't play somebody other than, yourself in a gym. So I think the advantage is all with Springfield. It's in the Tigers Den. That place is an absolute, there might be maybe one little section for East Palestine if they got the tickets fast enough. Springfield supports their teams like no other.
Yeah.
And that is going, like, when you talk about a home game, Quinn, you and I both know what it's going to be.
That's a home game. That's for sure.
It might be 90-10, and that place is going to be standing room only, and Romo is going to have it, and the excitement's going to – and Springfield, they're not a team that's going to back down.
No,
never. And listen, we talked about teams that run up the score. In the tournament, it doesn't matter. In the tournament, you're just a speed bump. And if you're not going to put up the points and compete, then they're just going to score and score and score and score and score. And that has nothing to do with sportsmanship. It has everything to do with you're playing for a title. If you take your foot off the gas in a sectional final, what's going to happen in the district semis? Yeah, you could by slowing down in these games, you can actually injure your players because they're used to playing a certain speed. So I think Springfield by a bunch, and I don't think I'm surprising anybody with that pick. I'm not here to like we do in football. I'm not picking the underdog here in this particular situation. I hope Palestine. I hope the seniors have a nice night. Tyler Bastarkey, he's worked really hard, and these seniors have worked really, really hard for a long time, and they've had a tough stretch of multiple sports. And for him, I hope he gets to go out with his head held high, and because I think he does track as well. So, his last real team sport, if you will. We'll see how it goes. I'm rooting for him, but I'm taking Springfield.
Yeah, I'm going Springfield too.
Does Rothwell dunk in this tonight?
If he can, if he gets the opportunity to.
Has he got one today or this year?
Oh yeah, he's had multiple times where he's been able to.
I think he got one in Poland.
I believe so.
Okay.
He's 6'6".
I love that
6'7".
Like he's such a good kid. You know him better than I do, obviously.
A little bit.
Dating
more.
Your sister.
Yeah, I mean that's going to be the problem for Palestine is how do you match up with Jake Joyce, who's 6'4", 6'5", jumps out of the gym, 6'6", 6'7", Rothwell. You can't match up. You just can't match up with those two. And there's not many in this area that can.
Do you ever look at the first 5 minutes as a coach, the first 5 minutes, and see how it goes, and you know how it's going to go the rest of the game?
For the most part.
I think this is what is going to happen.
For the most part, you can.
Because Palestine, their defense, I shouldn't say 100%, 99% defense, 1% offense, right? If you let them hang around, they're going to get some juice, right?
Absolutely.
But Springfield can score. They can fill it up.
Yeah.
And I like, to your point, how do you match up with those guys? If it was guard play and it was just matching up with guards, I think they'd be okay. Yeah. But you just can't match up with 6'4", 6'5", 6'6".
Not many schools in our area can.
No.
In fairness.
No.
That's just.
And Rothwell can shoot it too.
Alex can step out and shoot some mid-range. Joyce can step out and shoot some mid-range. So they're not only, if they get bumped out, they're not going to be, what do we do now? Yeah. They're going to hit some shots. Yeah. And, I give credit to Palestine. Like you said, if they hang around, they're in it. They're going to be in a game. They're those gritty teams that as the game goes on, their defense will start to create their offense. They'll start getting those transition shots and they'll start breaking you down offensively. They'll get some threes. Weston Jones can hit some outside shots. Rosen can get some penetration, get some kickouts for threes. Like they'll hang in there. If they hang in there, they're definitely in a game.
All right, buddy. That's going to put a wrap on it. Do you want to do a quick Joe Dickey Electric? What's your spark?
Well, if you want to, you're the boss. You tell me.
Gosh, sometimes being the boss is a pain. Let's do it and pay some bills. We don't need the graphic. It's the Joe Dickey Electric. What's your spark? Presented by Joe Dickey Electric. Anything commercial, residential, anything electrical, make sure you go to the place that's been proudly powering the Mahoning Valley for over 60 years, DickeyElectric.com.
I'll give you my spark is a positive negative in a way. Negative towards you because you made fun of my math because I decided to write it all out. Positive to all of us. We got over 900 basketball games covered this season.
Unbelievable. And still going.
Still going.
What's the number right now?
We're at 920 something, I think.
920. We're not going to get that 1,000, which we're going to
get awfully close. We're going to get close.
Real close. Because there's going to be a lot of our local teams winning tonight.
Absolutely.
It means we buy another week, another game, and we get closer to $1,000 game mark. I wish it was $1,000 mark. But you did an excellent job this year with that, man. I know our goal, we didn't hit it. We were close.
I'll give all the credit to the announcers. They wanted to do them.
That's it.
It's all on them.
And now
we told them what game to go to.
Now we got to do it for spring. So you did an awesome job, man. Thanks for coming on and
of course
popping on. You are my spark today. I wish you well, my friend. Tonight, I know that you're not nervous. You're excited for this game. The most excited I've seen you in a while. You know, because I think
playoff basketball.
You win this game, and it means something.
Absolutely,
it means you're going to districts.
Every game matters at this point.
Yeah.
Win and go home.
Yep.
All it is.
Give Hucky a hug for me.
We'll see.
That's going to do it for the YSN Power Hour. I know it's a little bit of an abbreviated version. Everybody get out. If you can't get out to a game, make sure you settle up, rest up. $9.99 gets you one ticket for every game, all 18, right here on the network tonight. On behalf of Quentin Pushkar, my name is DJ Oakley. That's going to do it. See you Monday, 3 to 4 on the network. YSN thanks you for watching this presentation.